Hey, this is George, and this is Real Talk with George and Frazier. Frazier will be logging on right actually shortly. He just texted me, but we have a great show today. Today we are bringing back Mr. Anthony Johnson. I see him in the dashboard here, so I'll just bring him back when he's ready. He's focused. Welcome to Real Talk.
What's good, man? What's good?
How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. I want to thank you for being back on the show, brother.
Yeah,
And we also just wanted to take the time and speak to you. I know you had a big event. Yeah, I know you were pretty stoked about it. So we want to basically hear how that has been happening for you and how that has platformed you onto something greater.
man, listen. It has honestly platformed me in. First off, that went great. Like, I don't mean like amazing. Like, that literally went amazing. Like, I spoke in front of hundreds of thousands of people. I covered over India, the United Kingdom, Africa. I was on AMA's TV. I had two huge TV broadcasts, and that's my first time ever, honestly, like sitting down and having to introduce other speakers and have you feel me, like have to remember remember everything that they were everything that they did inside their life, their whole entire biography, really quick. And we had questions at the end, and we had these questions like, everybody there has doctor's degree. They've been doing this for over 25 years. They've been doing this for a very, very long time. And when you read mine, it was something very, very. It wasn't simple, but it was kind of like, all right, who is this kid? And the way they introduced me something like I've never been introduced before, like at all. Like he said, he was like, Anthony was in my inbox consistently. I hate consistent people, but now he's on the show. Like now he's here. Now he's doing this, and this, and I just have to introduce this kid myself. Like it was so crazy. And then at the end, all the questions came to me. Like when
Right.
all the questions came to me, every single one of them. These people have been sitting out for 25, 30 years, have nonprofits, have all these different things. And it's just like, wow, I was really like the best speaker up there, even though I had to speak only 10 minutes. I had to get my point across in 10 minutes, and it was lovely. It was great. It opened up so many other opportunities because it was so funny because at first the guy didn't even want me on his show. He said I had to go through a series of people in order to just
Okay. All right.
Wi-Fi.
Anthony, you're breaking up a little bit, bud. Hold on.
Said he has to.
Go ahead. Say it again. You said he didn't want you on your show. You're breaking up a little bit.
So at first he didn't want me on his show, and he said I had to go through a whole series of speakers in order to be on his show. And next thing you know, I did that. I spoke to this lady named Pamela, and she ended up loving me. And she was like, she loved me so much, she wanted me back on her show again. And she called him like he was in a meeting. She was like, I need you to cancel one of your speakers to put Anthony on.
Nice.
So she did that, and that went great. And next thing you know, at the end of it, he was like, if anybody wants to book Anthony, please contact me first. Like, contact me. And I thought it was so funny because at first he didn't want me on his show, but now look, open up all these different doors. Fox Production was watching me. 20th Century.
Anthony, hold on. We're having some issues with your internet. You've been breaking in and out. We've been hearing you, but we've been hearing a lot of things like you said. Like, for instance, he didn't want you on your show. And then you had this contact who was an influence. She called him and said, you have to switch somebody to put Anthony in on the show. And then all of a sudden you get there and all the questions are for you. And now you have people at Fox. And that's where we kind of lost you a little bit. Who else was there watching you?
Yeah, so Fox started watching me. CNN was watching. 20th Century watching. They were all very, very impressed. And next thing you know, I got featured on Fox. I was on CBS. I was on NBC. And next thing you know, another magazine hit me.
Right.
Hey, want to come do this magazine for me? And they were doing a whole other magazine. You feel me? Like things started to really take off from there. So that's where I'm at right now. And I just got done doing that probably I think I was on feature like a week ago or something like that, man. So it's crazy.
Right. Well, listen, man, we were definitely inspired by your story, and we appreciate you coming back on the show with that busy schedule of yours to tell our fans and our listeners, what you have and haven't done and how you were able to make one opportunity spawn into what you're seeing right now. And, we feel like, Fraser and I feel like that this is just the beginning of you and which way you are and what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. We feel like the next time we get an interview, we're going to be sitting watching you, in your office, on the way up and saying, hey, this is where I am. This is how the Lord has pushed me in that direction. So, man, look, we definitely appreciate you and what you've been able to do and how you've been able to accomplish. But that being said, what were some of the questions that a lot of people were asking you specifically?
Basically, they asked me. So one of the biggest ones that stood out to me, honestly, it was this lady, and I totally forgot her name, but she, like, even though I sat down and spoke and said everything that I did within that 10 minutes, she really wanted to know, honestly, like, what drove me the hardest to get me to this point. And that was probably, like, honestly, I feel like that was the best question from me there, like, what really got you to this point. Because she was like, no matter all these downfalls you went through, like, you really kept yourself up, like, literally through everything. And I was like, yeah. I mean, she's like, well, what kept it? I'm like, really, what kept it was I'm not the only person I'm depending on. You know what I mean? Like, I depend on myself, yes, but I have nieces and nephews. You feel me? I have over 20 nieces and nephews. I'm the youngest of 9 kids. Like, my brother and sister depend on me. Like, I have a lot of people, even people I meet on a daily basis. You guys depend on me. You feel me? Like,
Right.
There's a lot of people that sit down and just depend on me. And it's like the change I'm making in the world, like I'm saying, yes, it's for the change completely, but it's also for the people that depend on me as well. Because I can't sit down and I can't let that die. You guys are counting on me, like I'm counting on myself. My nieces and nephews are counting. If I sit down and I choose to sit down and say, I don't want to do this anymore, or I failed at this, I have people watching me. They're going to feel like it's okay too. They're going to feel like, well, he slacked, so I can slack. He cheated, so why not I cheat? You know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly.
Be like that. And it was like, that's what keeps me going and going and going and going. Even the phone call we just had, Fraser, like, you feel me? Like, you just told me something new, and it was like, you got to keep moving forward, no matter what, no matter what gets placed inside of your life, and even the matter of the moment that gets placed inside of your life, you got to keep moving forward. So me knowing I got all these people depending on me and counting on me, I can't let them down.
Nice.
Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. And like I said, the conversation really went really well because the fact of the matter is that a lot of people let things set them back.
Right.
I tell them the word responsibility can go good and it can go bad. You see what I'm saying? Because responsibility, if you raise properly, responsibility usually goes in a play where you have a kid, you got to do it just in the way to do it. You got to support that person, that little person. You got to support that family. Now, a lot of times what happens is you set a lot of things back. You set your dreams back. You set going to college back. You set being that professional football player, the professional athlete, or you said that's great speaker or the great CEO. You set back because at that moment, you have to take care of something. You see what I'm saying? Now, here's something they don't tell you about. Sometimes that moment is 6 months down the road.
Yep.
You think it happens 6 months down the road. You don't know that 6 months you took when you're there trying to do that something you can't really help at that moment because nothing for you to do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Take those moments and you do what you need to do. Keep forward. Now you just push a little harder. You see what I'm saying? Now you put yourself on overdrive. Now you're on overdrive. Now you go to college. You go do this stuff. You do the speaking. Do all this stuff. You get all the engagement because you know what it is? It's the old thing called the what if theory. What if we fall into this? Like, okay, what if I would have went to that speech?
Right.
What if I went to that job interview? What if I went to that big event I had scheduled instead of canceling? Where would I be at now?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that what if can help you prevent and help you with that responsibility. Because see that what if now becomes non-existent. Because if you went to the interview and you got a job, the guy said, "Oh, you having a baby? Oh my God! Oh, you having this?
Yeah,
Oh my God! Guess what? Let's give you 6 months to get everything straight for you, and we're not work from home. Work from home for 6 months. As a matter of fact, work for a year at home and get everything situated. When you ready to come to office, we got you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Or you get an event. Guess what? Guy says, "Hey, come do the event for me. I'm gonna give you 6 figures. I love you. You're the man. You're the best ever. I'm gonna give you 6 figures. Come on down here and do this show for me, and I'm paying you 6 figures. All in that 6 months period of time. And before you know it, some people actually made almost $1 million in 6 months. So guess what? Now when a little expecting gift or they event pops up, they responsibility pop up, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You be like, look, I got this.
Right.
Oh, his speaker went off.
Yeah.
You know, and
His internet went off. Right.
I was telling you that same thing is that helps a lot, you know, because a lot of people don't know about it. I ain't know about it, you know.
No, I mean, you know, in business we call that opportunity cost. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you always have to sit there and analyze that. And I just like the fact that he was comfortable, he was in his element, and he killed it. You know, a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't grab the bull by the horns and ride the bull. A lot of people are scared and they fall off. But when you walk into a situation with an attitude like, look, I honestly don't have anything to lose, you know, it becomes empowering when you know you get to those opportunities. So
Exactly.
hey, you're back.
You're back.
Technology, man. Listen. My phone.
You do the matrix, man. You trying to do the matrix on us. I see you.
Technology, listen. Oh my goodness.
Great. So what are some of the opportunities now that are presenting themselves to you? I know you said magazine. I know you have some more speaking engagements. What are some of those opportunities? And the reason why I'm asking you really is not to get into your business, but I want people to know that sometimes when you step out on faith and you put the work in, there's a lot of different things that could happen. It was just that one thing that you needed to do to have this door open up that gives you the abundance that you need.
I got offered to go to Kenya. I've never left the United States a day in my life. Like, I got offered to go to Kenya to go help people with their nonprofits and to go help build homes, to go help build schools, and to go help females. Females, you know, girls go through their period inside of high school and things like that, and middle school and things. So I got offered to go help women, like with that whole change, the whole cycle of life, and help them.
Right.
So more speaking opportunities definitely came, and more traveling opportunities definitely came. Like I have to go to Chicago next month for a talk show. I have to go to California in October to go cover the whole San Fernando Valley to go give a speech. Like, and it's honestly those probably the three biggest things right there that's honestly taking off right now. And I know from there, or everything's gonna jump from there. Like, especially when so many people hear me in California, like I can't wait for California, like to have that many people inside of that big old state hear exactly what I got to say, especially as I'm covering this huge section. Oh, I have a lot to say, like a lot to say, and I can't message out there.
Nice.
See, look at that, all the opportunity popping up and everything, visiting and stuff, and doing your thing.
It was so crazy, dude, because it all happened directly after the interview. Like, you don't even know. Like, yo, I really want to talk to y'all so much. Like, the second that happened, like, you don't even know. Like, yo, man, listen. I just want to sit down and tell y'all, like, it was so wild.
Listen, man, we knew it. And the reason why we knew it, that we felt your spirit, we felt your energy, we understood exactly what it was. And you know, I tell people this all the time. When you're in the right position, God will send people and angels to walk with you. You know what I mean? Like this influencer that called them and said, "No, you got to switch somebody off the schedule. I have to have him on the show." You see what I mean? And what happened? Like you said, when all of a sudden all the questions start coming, and what he say? "Oh, call me if you need to book him." You see what I'm saying? It's crazy, right?
Literally. And then it was crazy because, like, after that, he made me part of like their whole entire organization. He was like, "All right, well, now you're part of this family. Like, now whenever we have speaking gigs, now you have a speaking gig." So it's like, I love that because now I'm really out there within those countries, and they're just counting on me to sit down and keep speaking, keep speaking, keep speaking, keep speaking. So that's definitely another huge upside. And then an influencer off of Instagram. I don't know if you're familiar with habits_365. They offered me to be an influencer for them, and they're a verified page, and tons of rappers, singers, and celebrities wear their brand and everything and model it for them. So that was pretty cool that they sat down and they liked my page and they thought my motivational was very, very good, and they have a whole bunch of motivational wear. So they're like, "I think you'll be a perfect fit." So that just kind of got aligned with that too, and it was like, "Nah, I got this whole clothing thing as well." So I was like, it's crazy.
Nah, look at you, look at George, you modeling everything, George.
That's right. It's definitely all good, man. You know, and it just speaks to the power of, how do I say this, faith.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just speaks to the power of faith, because you actually spoke that into existence, you know, the last time you were on the show, man. So it's definitely all good. What were the lessons that you learned from that, taking from that show? What were the lessons that you learned? I know you were like, I was stretched a little bit. I did things I didn't had. I did things I didn't prepare for, like learning lines, introductions, and things of that nature. But truly, past all of that and some of the stuff that you did, what was the real lesson or lessons, excuse me, that you took away from this experience?
The whole lesson that I took away from that experience is that your dreams really can come true. That, and when you stand and put in the hard work and hard work and hard work, that it's going to pay off. And that's what the huge lesson was for me. I would have to say out of that whole entire scenario, because even when they told me I did have to remember that line, like I told myself, even my brothers, even my friends, like, I don't like you for me. I don't care. These people been speaking for 25, 30 years, have this, and this. I'm going to be the best speaker in that room. And there was no doubt about it that I wasn't going to be the best speaker in that room. Even though they've been doing this for more years than me. They've been doing this for longer than I've been alive.
Right.
So it's like, despite that, I was like, I know I'm going to go in there and be the best speaker. And I never let that thought leave my head. If I would have got comfortable enough to let any type of negative thought come inside of my head and say, well, these people have been doing it for 25 years. I really don't know if I can. No, there was nothing like that. It was, I prepared for this my entire life, and that your dream can honestly come true, because me sitting on that stage, whether it was virtual or not, they made my dream come true. They literally made everything come true. Everything that I've ever thought about, the crowd, even though it wasn't right there visible, I imagined myself speaking in front of those people. And no matter all the hard work, all the nights with no food, no place to stay, no sleep, no bed, all these different things, you feel me, was like, I literally live for this moment. Like, they literally can come true doing anything and everything that you put your mind to. And that right there had to be the lesson behind it. But I was prepared going into it, knowing I had to do that speech. Oh, I sat down, guys. Like, I sat down and kept studying it. On stage, and if you mess this up, you're not going to get looked at. And, like, you got this. So, but other than that, like, that was probably, like, the biggest thing. Actually, the wrap around the whole thing, staying true to myself had to be that whole entire thing, staying true to myself. Because it was at a thought in my head, it did come to my head that, what happened, you feel me, like, if I mess up on this part of me speaking, like, about their bio. And I was like, well, if I mess up, I'd had a great speech. And no matter what, I kept flipping it around to make it turn positive, like, and next thing you know, I went great. It went great. I remembered everything. And if I would have never kept trying to push myself to tell myself, like, you got this,
Right.
no matter what, like, it doesn't matter. Don't change up anything inside of your speech in order to go, whatever you got going is planned. Just stay you, stay being you. It doesn't matter who these people are and what they do. You're you at the end of the day. So it was like, I had to stay true to myself at that point.
Nice. And just to follow up with that, I'm going to ask you. So, yeah, you had 10 minutes. What did you talk about?
All right, so I talked about my life, and I wrapped up in basically a 1, 2, 3 standpoint of how to really never, how the change starts with you, how to never get up and always believe in yourself. Because at one point you have to remember that, it's going to be a lot of different scenarios that happen inside of life that are going to obviously knock you down or try to knock you down, make you throw in a towel. And me knowing I've been through all those scenarios, I had to sit down and break that down within 10 minutes. And I literally just sat down. I was just like, all right, I did speech for like 2 or 3 minutes on belief. And next thing you know, I explained my little story and how it added up with belief and everything, the different testimonies that I had going along with that. Then it all wrapped up inside of the faith part, and then how the whole entire change started with you. Like, I wrapped around all of that within that 10 minutes, but I kept bouncing them off each other, so they all wrapped together as one.
Nice.
All right. Well, I got someone saying, when the book coming out?
Oh, listen, yo, I'm about to go to Houston. Right now, I got to do a radio appearance in Houston. I got to go cover a whole section in Houston, actually. I have to catch my flight later on today. I should be there tomorrow morning. And but I'm going to go finish my second book. I got 12 pages left. I got 12 pages. This 12 pages getting finished, y'all. I promise while I'm there. I promise. It's going to be on Amazon in give me like a week, man. I swear. Give me a week.
Nice.
Oh, man. You better sign copy. I'm just saying, though, one for George, one for Fraser.
He's real. He's keeping it real because, we'll pay for the shipping too, brother.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, I don't care. We still taking our trip, y'all. We still going out. We still going out.
Oh, yeah, George. You got a trip, George. You all going hanging out.
All right. Absolutely.
I mean, if you didn't know, now you know, George. We all taking a trip.
All right, all right. All
Yes.
right. I can definitely dig it. Definitely dig it.
Oh man, it's too
Well,
much fun. I
awesome,
see.
awesome. But Ant, let me ask you, man, what questions were some of the people asking you? You know,
Um, the questions, the questions they were asking me was that one was how did I stay honestly so motivated? Um, and then it's probably like I want to say like 4 or 5 of the questions. I can't even lie to you. I don't even remember the questions. But I'm keeping it honey with you. I remember that one, but I'm keeping it honey with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I remember the one that stood out to me the most. You feel me?
right,
But the majority of them were just a lot of people just kept boosting and boosting, saying, "Yo, like honestly, don't give up. Like keep doing you. Like I loved your speech. Like it was just a matter of craziness that like a lot of people really commented on like the stuff I said for 10 minutes, and everybody else really spoke. But I can tell how they got carried along with their speech. And me coming into it, I knew I had to go to point A to point B to point C, and that was it. So but all the questions, I lie to you not. I do not remember them all, but they just kept pushing me and pushing me, saying, "Don't give up, don't give up," because like, they just honestly couldn't believe I was this young doing the things that I was doing. And
right,
to me, I don't really look at my age or anything because this is just what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
right.
But they just kept saying, "Don't give up and don't give up and just stay true to yourself and always follow a line with yourself. Like, do not get off the track." That was literally people's biggest thing for me is do not let the world consume you. Like
Yep,
that's literally their biggest thing. Do not let the world consume you. Like.
that is true. Right.
The thing about that, I just want to say this phrase before you say your statement is the fact that all that experience and wisdom in the room is basically telling you what's down the road for you and what can devour you. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And they're giving you that little seed for you to plant now. So when you get there, because it's going to be easy for somebody to give you 10, $20 million, for them just to change you a little bit to manipulate your message or whatever it is, because they have this $20 million that they want to give you. You
Right.
see what I mean? And that little seed of always stay true to yourself, because that $20 million is not important. I got $100 million over here. If you just, you know what I mean? Stay
Yep.
stay grounded in what you believe. It's definitely something. Go ahead, Fresh.
That is. I think I'm gonna follow that up, George. That you know, follow up behind that. Just set me up like that. Just put me in a frying pan. You know, all right, come on, man. Don't do that to me like that. Oh, I got okay. Here's the thing: you did a 10-minute speech. Now as you get into it, they're gonna start asking the more demand of you. The 30 minutes, the hour speech. Sometimes you hire 2 hours. Are you getting yourself prepared for those next level steps in speaking? Because I know 10 minutes is hard because you got all you got to do is 10 minutes.
Right.
30 minutes, let me say a little not less stress because you can stretch out a little bit more.
Right.
An hour, you can stretch out a little bit more. But after that hour, that 2 hour one is the one that gets everybody because you put everything credit to that hour, know what to do 2 hours. Like, are you preparing yourself each day to progress more and more each day in speaking?
100%. 100%. Every day I wake up in the morning, I sit down and I watch my YouTube videos of other speakers, learn how they speak, learn the way they get off their message. Because I believe a lot of people have the same message, but everybody learns it differently. So by that being said, I'm learning different ways on how other people can really understand the way I'm speaking. Because a lot of people, if you watch a lot of big speakers, they use a lot of big words, and a lot of
Yeah.
people, the place where I come from, they don't really know what those big words are. So I want to have everybody on the same kind of like curriculum standard in order to sit down and understand what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? And I sit down and watch my YouTube videos. I sit down and read my books, and I'm always constantly learning. I only stay around people that constantly make me better. If I can't grow while I'm with you or chilling with you, I have no reason to be around you. You know what I mean? Like I hang around my brother a lot because my brother is constantly evaluating himself, constantly. Like I let you not. He just got what is it? Something Studios hit him up yesterday talking about we want to promote your whole entire album, and it was Universal
Yeah.
Studios. First Studios hit him up, and
Nice.
he just always constantly progressing. And it was like I need to stay around people that constantly progress me, because the more they progress, it drives me more, and then the more it drives me, they get drove. So we're just all just feeding off each other's energy, So I'm constantly getting better and better every single day. No matter what scenario I get put in, no matter where I am, it doesn't matter what I'm doing, I'm going to be getting better because I feel like I'm cheating or I'm slacking if I don't. And I never want to feel like that. And I never want to feel lazy. I never want to be lazy because, like I'm saying, when somebody sees I'm slacking, well, they're going to be like, well, I can slack too.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Go like
You
that.
know, it's interesting that you put yourself in that pedestal. And the reason why I say that is because I do too. As a martial arts instructor, you know, I have students everywhere from 5 years old all the way up to 50 years old. And so I've always felt like, you know, I can't say what I want to say or do what I want to do in that, not in a bad way. Like, you know, one of our tenets of martial arts is self-control. I have to exercise self-control all the time. It's because I got people standing behind me. You know what I mean? And sometimes I tell my students all the time, if you ever see me in the street using profanity or punching somebody in their mouth, or I'm drunk or I'm swagging, go learn from somebody else, because everything I'm teaching you, I'm not applying it to myself. See, one of the things that really bother me, not in martial arts, just in martial arts and business and personal training and everything, is you have a lot of people that tell you what to do, but they don't apply those principles to themselves. You know what I mean? You know, in martial arts, you'll have guys that are 10-degree black belts, but they're walking around with pot bellies. And when they get ready to start teaching, they have their student demonstrate the stuff. And you're like, well, wait, hold on. You walking around here charging this amount of money and blah, 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 but you want me to do something that you can't do, but your student is doing it or teaching it, right? And oh, when you get to that, then, oh, I hurt my back, I hurt my neck, I can't do all that stuff anymore. And I just tell my students all the time, there are so many paper instructors out there that, first of all, I don't teach you anything that I can't do myself, right? Or I don't believe is possible. You know what I mean? Because martial arts has a lot of different things where they'd be like, if you just do this, then they'll do that. No, that's not real life. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And the same thing in business. You know, everybody's taking a fix and flip course. I've taken a few of them when I gotten back into business, and everybody goes, oh yeah, if you do this, you'll be able to do this, 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 that. No, that's not really right. No. Frage can attest to that, because that's how Frage and I met. You know what I mean? Yep. Looking at a house in Buffalo. So I mean, it's just those things, and I just really appreciate the fact that you understand that at your age is the fact that you have to be able to grow. You have to be able to move around people that are growing, because what that will do is that attracts other people to you. So, you know, people with ideals, people with influence, they don't like people just standing around being lazy. They like people that have energy. Why? Because a lot of those, you're creative. So a lot of those people need those creative ideals to boost a lot of different things. That's what makes YouTube's and the internet and everything so popular, is the fact that they always need creativity to keep the algorithm moving. You know what I mean? And I can just tell you this, man, I'm going to stop with this. If you stay around people moving and doing something, people that make money, you'll never be poor. You'll never be broke, because there'll always be a phone call where somebody will tell you, and hey, yo, go speak to my man over here about this, that, and the third. Let him know I sent you. You see what I mean? And it's just through the roof, just through the roof.
That's true. That's true. Because I do the same philosophy with playing football. The reason why I never went down on weight, to go down like about New Year's weight, because I noticed a lot of kids, heavyset kids, kept getting picked on by smaller kids. Oh, you're slow. You're fat. You can't do this. So I did, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you that size doesn't matter. It's what you have in your heart. It's what matters. You see what I'm saying? People understand. The greatest player of all times wasn't the biggest player. Probably wasn't even the fastest player. He had more heart. He believed in himself. So I thought being influenced for them same kids and showing them you can do. So I thought beating those kids who's smaller, who's more, more agile, they say. I thought beating them. So look at a 300-pound man, 400-pound man, outrunning you 100 yards. That's quite embarrassing, don't you think? For a kid half your size, right? But I did it. That was my principle, to prove to them that you can do it and never underestimate anybody, no matter who you're in front of, who's your opponent is. And if you learn that lesson in life, you will never get hit down so much. You'll never be intimidated by anybody. You see, that's the point that people understand. That the whole principle of the lesson was that doesn't show a book by its cover. Because a person look a certain way does not mean that person not faster than you, not smarter than you, not bigger than you. You know? And I tell a lot of kids, when they get to college, one kid came back and says, Coach, I went to college, everybody fast. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about the coaches fast, the water boy fast. I'm talking about, I'm slow. Remember, I tell people, you don't know how you really are because certain area you boxed in. You may be the fastest in your area, but once you go to college, you got California, you got Oklahoma, you got Jersey, you got all these kids fast,
Right.
stronger, and bigger. And the only thing separates you from them is what I used to tell them is the 90-10 rule. 90% mental, 10% physical.
That's
Because what
it.
you do physical, anybody can do. But that mental, that separates the big dogs from the little dogs.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. You know, that's absolutely right. You know, they have this phrase when it says that it's not the size of the dog, it's the size of the fight in that dog. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's definitely it. Listen, Ed, we know that you're busy now, man. Superstardom. You know what I'm saying? 30 minutes, you know what I mean? I know you're getting ready to fly out to Houston, man. Yo, tell everybody, man, where they can find you on social media.
Y'all can find me on Instagram at leading_guru. That is LEADING_GURU. You can also find me on Twitter as Anthony White Motivational Speaker. You can also find me on Facebook as Anthony White Motivational Speaker. You can also find me on LinkedIn as Anthony White Motivational Speaker. You can also find my YouTube as Anthony White Motivational Speaker.
Well, listen, brother,
Nice.
you know, we appreciate you, man. We're so proud of what you've been able to accomplish, man. You know what I mean? And we thank you for just taking a few minutes to talk to us.
I know. If Bridget's doing real busy, we gotta put a schedule in to get him on his show, man.
I'm dead.
We gotta pencil him in. And we can pencil in on Thursday about what, 4 o'clock? Would that work for you?
Man, I can dig it. I can definitely dig it, man. Go ahead and shine. You know what I mean? We'll talk to the secretary and assistant. Just let them know, you know, that we was with you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Go ahead and shine. You know what I mean?
I'm dead. Y'all funny, man. Y'all funny. Oh my God. See, this is why we take our trip. See, this is why we gotta go. We gotta get out of here, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, definitely, man.
We'll definitely set something up, man. Absolutely, man.
But
like I said, man, we definitely appreciate you, man, taking the time out your schedule to come talk to us again, brother. You need anything, you know, holla.
You know we here, bro. You know we here.
Of course. You know I'm here too. Whenever y'all need me, I'm always here. No matter where I am in the world, I'm gonna be sitting right here waiting for you all, man.
No, I'm gonna call you too. I'm gonna call you. Please come back, come talk to us, man.
No doubt.
I got you.
Right. Be blessed, brother.
Be blessed, brother.
All right. Peace.
Oh man, got you laughing, George.
So proud of him, man. So
I know, man.
His story was inspirational, man. He went ahead and he did it, and this is just the tip of the iceberg for him. So it's definitely all good.
Well, definitely, man. It's always good to see a brother progressing, not the other way, but the good way.
Anyway, fans, that's our show. Hey, this is George.
Oh, definitely. Hey, this is French.
And that was Real Talk with George and Frazier. Make sure you check out Anthony White.
Oh, we got a show for Friday, so.
All right, we'll see you Friday.
Peace. Peace.